Hi everyone, it's Alicia and welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm taking a look at 4th of July embellishments. Yep, I know what you're thinking. Wait, we just got into May and you're doing 4th of July? Well, my upcoming swap with Carmen on Monday involves one 4th of July component. We agreed that we would create 2 embellishments for this particular project, in addition to a Memdex card and a whole series of other things, including tags, layered tags, and so forth. So I wanted to show you these tonight for 2 reasons. One is that a lovely lady dropped by yesterday and thanked me for showing the file folder embellishments because she has many subbies who have not yet invested in a die cutter and they're looking for projects that they can make without having to invest in one. So tonight I thought I'd show you 2 embellishments that I made for this project. One that involves some die cuts, and the second, which is this one, which I'm going to go through with you, which really all you need is scissors and glue. So I thought that way, no matter what, even if you just have some paper around the house and some scissors and glue, you can make this one. So let's take a look at this one. It's really interesting because I decided when we were doing this project to plan out everything in advance. And part of that was I placed a really large order with Ali. And I placed it from different stores because certain stores had things I wanted and others didn't, and some had them at a really low cost. And I'm sure you've heard Tony say this at Craft Perch, but when we're placing these orders, we don't necessarily like to spend a lot of money because we don't know the quality of the dies. So I myself had a limit. Tony says that often she keeps her limit to $2 or less, and I actually tried to keep mine less. I tried to keep it to like $1 if I could. Sometimes I couldn't, but I did my best. And one of the things that I had ordered was this little tiny set of doily dies. There's a set of 4 that they came in. Well, folks, I'd actually ordered several dies from this particular store. They had a lot of cute stuff, and it just never came. And I even paid for fast service. So I contacted the owner and we chatted back and forth, and he kept saying they were coming and they weren't coming, and I was getting nervous because I needed time to make things. Long story short is I had to replace the order. So the first thing I did was I went and I bought locally, and I got Tim Holtz's little small dies. But here's the thing, folks. His little dies are little, but they're not mini like these. And the doilies and the rosettes are not mini like these. So that was an issue. So I thought, okay, now I need another solution. Well, I got lucky. I did find another supplier who was able to get me these doilies fast. But for the mini rosettes, what happened was I went to that Joann sale a few weeks ago, and I happened to be in the party section, and lo and behold, they had cupcake toppers that were like little rosettes. Now, they weren't perfect. I had to sort of recrunch them up and alter them, but they were good enough, and they were on sale for $1. So I thought, okay, that's perfect. I can take those and I can alter them. So even if you don't have a die cutter, folks, if you want, go into the party section at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby, at Joann's, if you go and check out Tuesday Morning, you might be fortunate enough to stumble across things like this that you can sort of do an art hack and make it work for a project without having a die cutter. All right, let's move along. So on this first one, because I love this little delicate doily and I wanted to feature it, I just put a tiny heart on it with a sentiment that said, God bless America. And then on this one, I have a couple of the scalloped pieces that I cut out with my die cutter, layered over, and then just the Home of the Brave sentiment. And I knew I wanted to do a gold section. So I was born in Canada, raised in Toronto, Canada, but I've lived in the States now for more than 10 years. And I'm very proudly an American resident. I feel quite strongly about America. So I really wanted to do this project justice. So I decided gold foil was necessary. So I did a scalloped edge gold foil piece, and I laid over the Celebrate with the little firecrackers. And on this one, I did another gold foil with a bicycle that says USA. And then I did a little star with 4th of July. And then in the last row, I decided that I wanted to link this to the rest of our swap, which is summer inspired, and I used some sunny days, and this reminded me of that. So I attached this bathing suit in the flag colors and then put a little 4th of July sentiment and a little pearl. And then on this one, I left, again, it's a 4th of July paper that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, but I wanted to leave it pretty simple and just put freedom and 3 little pearls. And that's it, folks. For the top, I took some of the leftover paper and I created a topper. I put a little bit of really simple trim. Obviously it says love. That's the way that I feel about being here. and then it's just being popped into a cello bag as is. And that's it, folks. Pretty simple, but that's the first embellishment. A set of 6 rosettes, not overly adorned, because I have no idea what Carmen wants to use them for, but this way there's lots of options. She can use them to make 4th of July embellishments, or as bag toppers, or whatever she wants to use them for. Maybe a tag flip book, who knows? All right, on to the next ones. So I bought these a long time ago, these tickets, at the Dollar Tree, and you get about 300 for $1. And at the time they did have red, but I didn't think about doing a 4th of July swap. I was thinking spring at the time, so I chose the yellow. But when I found out we were doing the swap, I was like, oh, I was lamenting it. Should I have gotten the red? But actually now I'm really happy I did the yellow, because there is yellow in other portions of the swap, and it links it all together into a cohesive collection, and the red wouldn't have worked in the same way. That said, I did, and although you can't really tell as much, I did layer tons of paper on the edges of the tickets, and I created this sort of impression of a little flag behind it. And then I just placed these itsy bitsy little stickers. Aren't they amazing? This one's a windmill. This is a firecracker. This is an ice cream cone in the colors of the flag and foil. And this one just says "Be Patriotic." And those are little stickers that I got as part of the 4th of July sticker set at Hobby Lobby. And I used my 40% coupon, of course. And that's it. So these stickers, folks, all you need is some glue and you're good to go. Glue and a set of scissors. I will tell you that these tickets are super flimsy, so I did double them up so that they had a little heft, because I don't like things that are flimsy. And again, I just used the leftover paper to create the top, and I'm going to slip this into a cello bag, and that's it. So if you got scissors and paper, you can make these. 300 tickets for $1 at Dollar Tree, and I know they still have them because I saw them the other day. And that's it, folks. That's the beginning of our 4th of July swap season. 2 sets of embellishments ready to go out. If you enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up button, and don't be afraid to leave a comment or to ask me where I got something or how I did something. I'm always happy to share. I'm learning each and every day, and if I can teach you something, that's fabulous. I will be putting up that 30 dies in 30 days video at some point later this week. I just want to make sure all my information is accurate, and that takes a while to write it all out. And I want to show you the samples of the ones that worked really well and the ones that really failed to work. The last thing I want to mention is thank you so much for all your support of my flat mail challenge. I was actually really moved by how many people wrote to me and said they thought it was such a great idea. And even people who couldn't participate wrote in to support. And I just was really moved. Not surprised, though. I mean, this is an uber supportive community, but I was rather touched by how many people took the time to write to me. If you haven't yet entered, or you'd like to enter, please do so. I encourage you to check out the video. Some people have asked, what if I'm not comfortable doing a video response? Would it be okay if I just did a post on Instagram? Absolutely. The most important thing, folks, is that we get the word out and that art making is accessible to everybody. This really is not about promoting my channel. It's not about any of that. I just want people to be aware that some people can't participate because of the costs involved. And if we can change that so easily by encouraging flat mail, well then, that's something small we can do to make our community a better place. That's it, folks. Have a great Saturday night, and I will see you soon. Until then, take good care.